Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I know I said I wouldn't do a video tonight because I was doing a video on the other channel, but I decided, hey, I got enough time, why don't I do one? So this is going to be a worldwide tropical update because a lot of stuff is still going on in the tropics, a lot of updates. So anyway, let's get started. First of all, we have the 5-day tropical weather outlook. Let's start looking at potential tropical cyclone 4, which only has a low chance now, and it's over land. The key messages are that there could be locally gusty winds. They may occur in squalls over portions of northeastern Mexico and southern Texas tonight. And then there's going to be a lot of rain, and it could produce isolated flash flooding. So not much to that. Otherwise, we got this 20% area, which environmental conditions are expected to be marginally conducive for gradual development of the system while it moves westward to west-northwestward at 15 miles an hour to 20 miles an hour across the eastern and central tropical Atlantic during the early and middle part of the week. So, let's start. So, anyway, let's go to the North Atlantic. And we see nesting for a bit, but we do see the area of interest there. Then, if we go later into the run, we do see another area emerge off of Africa. If we keep moving, we do see that we have the area of interest becoming 989, hitting Miami, and then going up into Louisiana. And this is becoming a monster 947, 948. Now, like I always say, take everything in this video with a grain of salt, as everything is uncertain. I'm only going to say it once to save time, but just take everything with a grain of salt. It's very uncertain. So don't get worried about any of this unless it's much closer. But take this with a grain of salt. Anyway, if we get closer, we do see the two system. And if we go back, I'm going to look at the 10M winds for sustained and 850 MB for wind gust. So if we go later in, we do see around tropical storm to hurricane force sustained winds around this one, and then tropical storm sustained winds on this one. So if we move later into the run, we're seeing around hurricane category 1 to category 2 sustained winds hitting Florida, and then that of course goes into the Gulf, weakens, and then starts strengthening again. And we do see around category 2 to 3 sustained winds on that one. Mainly category 3, possibly category 4. This makes landfalls around a category 1 to 2. This is around a category 3. Now, if we go back a bit, we go to the 850 MB, which I'm going to use as wind gusts, because this doesn't have a wind gust parameter and it's close enough. Like the 10M winds are not exactly sustained, they're close enough. Anyway, moving on. We do see, if we go later into the run, we do see that we're having hurricane force wind gusts as here and here too, in both systems. Then we're seeing category 2 to 3 wind gust here. Then it goes back down to like category 1 wind gust. Here we're seeing category 3 to 4 wind gusts. And a big wind field here. We're seeing tropical storm wind gust all the way into the Florida Panhandle. Sorry about that. And then it makes landfall as around a category 1 to 2 with category 2 to 3 wind gust here and category 4 wind gust on this one. Now, of course, both of these have a threat of hitting land if they happen. By the way, for clarification, the one that goes into the Gulf is the area of interest right now. The one after it, like the much stronger one that is goes by the Carolinas and is off the East Coast, that is the wave that comes after that. May or may not form. Like I said, take everything with a grain of salt. But of course, if this is a land threat, we also have to look at the rain. So if we go a little later, we do see the systems causing a lot of rain. As they're hitting Florida, we do see up to 12 inches of rain per day, and then it moves up, and we are seeing up to 10, 12 inches of rain per day. Here we're seeing up to 20, maybe 24 inches of rain per day. But of course, this depends on if they hit land or don't. But of course, but I believe if they do hit land, which I do think they will, while there is a possibility that these will go out to sea, each model run is more and more consistent with this hitting land. And in my opinion, for my forecast, if these do impact land, I feel like wind and wind gusts, or as I showed 10 and 850 MB winds, wind overall will be the main threat, with rain as still a big threat, but a secondary threat. But this will still be bad, and I will still forecast it if it doesn't hit land, but I believe the chances are definitely increasing for a land impact. Anyway, if we go back here, back to model maps, we're going to models, and we're going to go to the GEFS, and we're going to go to the SpaghettiOs, which of course these are the ensembles, like I always show. So we go through the run and we see nothing, but we do see the area of interest, and then we see the other system after it. So we do see a combination of the AOI and of the other system coming after it. A lot of these show it going out to sea, but of course the land impacts are present. Now, if we want to look at this consensus, I can go, and I'm going to do the 850 MB because it's the closest to showing what we have in case of circulation. So basically, this is an average of the GEFS ensembles. So if we go later, we do see that the average is that these are wind gusts, like I said. So around 105 knots here, a wind gust, and then it goes up into the Carolinas in the mid-Atlantic. Of course, that is unlikely. Anything is unlikely at this point as it's still far out. We will just have to see. If we go to the EPS, their average of the system, if we go to 12Z, is, I will show you, as this loads. Okay, it is loaded. We'll go later, and we do see, of course, it going out to sea. Now, if we do go back to the if we go back to the GEFS, and then let me quickly change this back to the ensembles, and we're going to go to the EPS ensembles now. So, sorry about that. A little technical difficulty, but let's go to 12Z because that goes farther out. We go, and we do see that very inconsistent. A lot show going out to sea, a lot show hitting land. Either way, I will keep track of the wind and wind gusts for you guys. Now, let's go back to the GEFS, and I'm going to change this to the Western Pacific. So, if we go throughout the run, we don't see anything, but then we do see a lot being shown for the Japan and the Western Pacific. A lot more is shown hitting land here than not hitting land. Whether it's going out to sea or not, it does have the threat of being very strong, and I will keep you guys updated. And if we go to the EPS cyclones, we'll see what they're showing for it once this loads. We do see a lot of them hitting land, a little less going out to sea, but nevertheless, I will keep you guys updated for this. Now, if we do go back to the Eastern Pacific, we do have an area here, 20%, that could form, and it's going to not affect the Hawaiian Islands, and it's also in the Central Pacific here. I do not think it's going to form, and the models do not have a lot of support for it, so I am not going to show it. Now, if we do go back to tropical tidbits, which once this loads, I will show you guys the significant wave height for these systems, as high waves are caused by the strong winds. If we go to the North Atlantic, and actually I'm going to go to the Western Atlantic, and we're going to go to the significant wave height, we do see if we go later into the run, we do see these big systems coming through. You see above about 20-foot waves here. And then later we do see over 40-foot wave here, 30-foot wave here. Anyway, guys, one more thing is let's go to the ocean analysis. And if we go there, I'm not going to be showing the sea surface temperatures, but I will be showing the Nino index for the Atlantic, which is going down again. It's negative 0.947. Anyway, guys, see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, and bye, guys.